Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Jai Hind. So I hope all of you are doing well. Good evening, everyone. So I guess I am properly audible and visual to all of you. Yes. So yes, I guess that I am properly audible and visual to all of you. Okay. There was one question on the class related to 11th of July. There is one question from Diksha that I have said in previous class that INSTC will pass through Afghanistan, but Google is saying that Afghanistan is not part of INSTC. See, if you understand the entire part of it, initially Afghanistan was supposed to be part of this INSTC, but in 2021 Taliban came into the administration in Afghanistan. But gradually now the things have started to improve, and Taliban again wants to have connectivity via the Chabahar port in Iran and INSTC. So as part of the original INSTC also, there was this Afghanistan which wanted to be part of INSTC. Then later on in 2021, when this Taliban government came in power, then for 1 or 2 years they didn't attend the meetings of INSTC. Later on, what we see that from 2024 onwards, there has been a expression of interest by Afghanistan that they also want connectivity via Chabahar and that of INSTC. So initial members, if you look at the initial members, it has been India, Iran and Russia. Other countries have been joining it. Even Azerbaijan has been part of it. But again, what we see that some countries have been joining, then refusing, joining, refusing. So this is one thing. But three countries which have been there from the initial part itself has been India, Iran and Russia. Okay. पीजी में एडमिशन ले सकते हैं यूपीएससी प्रिपरेशन के साथ? Yes, of course you can take admission, but you have to balance the study. Okay, we have to balance your study along with the PG classes or the PG course. Otherwise, yes, you can take it. Okay. So I am very good, and I hope all of you are also doing well. So today is also the first Monday of the Hindu calendar month Sawan. I wish you all the best, plus may God bless you with all the strength so that you can dedicate yourself to your study. Now, the topics which we are going to discuss today. The first topic which we are going to discuss today is about one such editorial which is related to carbon trading. Okay. It is one such editorial related to this carbon trading, again part of environment. Then from the polity section, we are also discussing this one editorial which is related to elements of Indian secularism. Okay. Then third part which we are going to discuss is going to be India-China relation, the Tibet issue. Recently, in the last 1 month, this has been quite much there in the limelight about Dalai Lama and India and China. The fourth topic which we are going to talk about is tribes in Andaman and the census which is going on. So you can relate it as part of human geography, or you can simply count it as part of the miscellaneous news article. Okay. So that is one miscellaneous section of news article. Okay. And then we have this climate change and migration, again from the environment section. So these are the topics which we are going to discuss in today's session. About this one question, Deepak, that where you can download the PDF from, there is a Telegram channel in the name of KGS IAS English. Okay. So this is one of the Telegram channel. The link of this channel is provided in the comment section also. After the session, you will find that the link of the channel will be provided in the comment section. You can join it there, and from there you will easily get the PDF of the previous classes also and the upcoming classes also once the class is completed. So these are the topics which we are going to see. But before that, let us solve some questions on the basis of the previous topics which we have discussed. The first one is this: zonal councils are constitutional bodies headed by Union Home Minister. The recommendations of zonal councils are binding on each states. So, which one of them is correct? First is saying that zonal councils are constitutional bodies headed by Union Home Minister. The recommendation of zonal council is binding on each states. Okay, so I think everyone is going for option number A. Zonal councils are not constitutional bodies. Zonal councils are statutory bodies. How have you committed such a grave mistake? This will be considered as crime. We have discussed about this. Zonal councils have been created under the States Reorganization Act. States Reorganization Act of 1956. 11 July. Okay, I will ask the team to upload it. Okay. So, what we see that this is a statutory body as part of State Reorganization Act of 1956. It is not constitutional body. The recommendations of zonal councils are binding on each states. That is also wrong. The answer here is D option. The answer here is D option, neither 1 nor 2. Coming to second question. The International Criminal Courts has been established by United Nations resolution. It prosecutes individuals for the most serious international crimes, including genocides, war crimes, etc. Okay. So, what will be the correct answer? The International Criminal Court has been established by United Nations resolution. It prosecutes individuals for the most serious international crimes, including genocides, war crimes, etc. So, what will be answer here? Yes. So, I think in this question you all have given correct answer, that is option number B, 2 only. So, here this answer is correct. The third question: how many of the following are members of BRICS? Egypt, Eritrea, Ethiopia, UAE. So, this is question number 3. How many of the following are members of BRICS? Egypt, Eritrea, Ethiopia, UAE. In the previous question, the answer was B option. The International Criminal Court has not been established by United Nations. The Rome Statute was there, which has led to creation of the International Criminal Court. It is not by UN resolution. So, in the second question, first statement was wrong. Second was correct, that it is punishing or prosecuting, not punishing, it is prosecuting the people who are having serious allegations of international crimes. Okay. So, yes, in this question, Egypt is there, Eritrea is not there, Ethiopia is there, UAE is there. So, here we see that the answer is C option, that is only 3. Yes. So, in first question, there was a major blunder which was done by all of you. Okay. Now, in today's session, before we go into that, I think there was one question from your side, that if you have to improve the answer writing, what innovative things you should be doing. Okay. What innovative things you should be doing. So, let me give you one such example. Like, suppose that you have been given one question: discuss the significance of BRICS group for India. And suppose this question is there in 250 words. Now, let me give you one such example. If this question is there in 250 words versus if this question is there in 150 words. If the question is simply in 150 words, what you will do? In the introduction, you can give a brief intro about the BRICS. that it is representing 45% of the global population, 31.5% of global GDP, 18% of global trade, etc. So this is one part which you can give in the introduction. Then you can straightforward come to this part, that what is the significance. Since the keyword here is discuss, what you will try to do, you will first give a subheading. Okay, you will first give a subheading and then you will explain it a little bit. It is of 150 words, so you don't have that much option. Okay, but still you will try to give a one-liner explanation. First give a subheading, then explain it. So in this manner, if you are writing 5 points here, up to 5 points, you will use around 50 words. Then you will mention some challenges, again 50 words. Then you will use way forward. Since it is discuss part, you are also going to highlight some of the challenges. Although for challenge, here you can use the innovation part. Here you can use the innovation part. It is simply saying discuss the significance. It is not saying discuss the relevance of BRICS. It is saying discuss the significance. So here when you are writing the challenges, you can simply go for one-liner, or you can use a diagrammatic representation or a flow chart type thing to give the challenges. In same manner, you can give this flow chart to also tell about the way forward. So that will be one innovation in your answer. That is one part, that the representation. Here for challenges and way forward, you can make use of flow chart. You can focus more on writing here. In the case of significance, you can focus more on writing. In the challenges and way forward, you can make use of some flow charts, and there you can show it that how there are challenges, what can be done in order to get the, or what can be done as way forward. And then you can mention the conclusion part. Now, what things we have done here in the introduction, we have not simply defined that BRICS is of 5 countries. BRICS is made up of 5 countries and this how it came into existence. What we are doing here, we are giving a profile of BRICS. In this part, we are giving a profile of BRICS, like how much it contributes to the global GDP, how much to global trade, how much to global population. In the conclusion part also, you can mention some of the reforms which may be carried out by this in the upcoming future. You can also mention that due to this, there have been some quota reforms in IMF as well in the past. So that is one part in the answers part. Second thing is, if it is of 250 words, so here you will write the significance. This challenge part, you can give a little bit more emphasis. In the challenge part, in the second section, if it is of 250 words, you can emphasize on this. Here we were using only flow chart. Here you can use a little bit more emphasis on the significance part, and you can still keep the way forward in a flow chart manner. Now, if you have to look at this BRICS portion, if you have that much capability of drawing the map, okay, you can somehow try to draw the world map and try to show that the BRICS influence is not restricted to one continent. It is expanding from South America to Africa to Asia. Okay. So thus you can show that it is the representative of the global South. Okay. Like you can make a diagram of South America also. Okay. Then you can make some portion of South Africa also. Okay. And then Asian part. So if you have that much if you are that much skilled, you can show a map and then you can show that this is the cloud of the BRICS, from Asia in the east to South America in the west, from Russia in the north to the global south, okay, to South Africa in the south. They can show that it is a true representative of the world, from north to south, from east to west. So that one innovation you can do this. Okay. So I hope you get an idea that how we can improve on this answer. We will try to see some questions on weekly basis so that we can learn more such innovations question wise. Okay. Now, coming to today's topic. Okay. So I hope that is clear. Okay. So now we are coming to this one editorial, carbon credit. Now we are coming to this one editorial, carbon credit. So let us first try to understand that what is this carbon credit and what is this editorial suggesting about. Okay. So carbon credit, if we talk about the CC, carbon credit, hereafter carbon credit means CC. So carbon credit is basically representing the amount of carbon reduced, the amount of carbon emission which has been reduced. Okay. So 1 cc is equal to 1 ton of CO2 equivalent reduced. Okay. Like if we are saying 1 carbon credit, it means we have been able to reduce the emission of 1 ton of carbon dioxide. If someone is getting 1 carbon credit, it simply means that they have been able to reduce or avoid emission of 1 ton of carbon dioxide. So that is what we simply call as carbon credit. Okay. Now what we see that after the Kyoto Protocol, after this Kyoto Protocol, which is related to UNFCCC, United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, the Kyoto Protocol, which is related to UNFCCC, it led to a market of carbon credit. It led to creation of a market of carbon credit. Okay. So this created a market of carbon credit. Market of carbon credit. So under this, what was the provision? Like if some country or if some agencies are reducing the carbon emission, they are going to get some amount of carbon credit. Okay. And then they can sell it. Like who will be purchasing it? Someone who requires it. Okay. So just to give an example, to explain you with an example, let us say United States, it has been given a target. It has been given a target to reduce 50 tons of carbon dioxide, of CO2 equivalent. If they have been given a target that you have to reduce 50 tons of carbon dioxide equivalent, let us say they have been able to do only 30 tons, remaining 20 are like they have not been able to achieve. In this same phase, let us say India is there. In this case of India, target is 0. But India has been able to reduce, let us say, 20 tons of CO2. So in this case, India is going to receive 20 carbon credit. Now, US has been given a target to have 50 tons removal. Suppose they have not been able to do it in their own country, they have been able to do only 30. What they will do? They will purchase this from India. They are going to purchase these credits. Okay. So India will get the money, US will get the certificate. So that was a market which was established. Now in many countries, we see that a similar scheme was also launched. Like in India, if we talk about India, what we see that we have got a similar scheme. We have got a similar scheme that was performance, achieve and trade. Perform, achieve, trade. So in India, a similar scheme was launched, Perform, Achieve, Trade, PAT scheme. Under this scheme, some of the sectors, some of the industries were given target for carbon reduction, carbon emission reduction. So again, let us take an example. Suppose we have Tata Industries, on other hand, we have Reliance Industries. Let us say both have been given target. Let us say both have been given target, like they have also been given targets of 40 ton. It has also been given target of 40 ton. Now let us take an example that their actual achievement is only 30 ton. Whereas in case of this, the actual achievement becomes 50 ton. So they have excess 10 carbon credits. Okay. So they are getting 10 carbon credit. Now they can sell it to Reliance. Okay. They can sell it to Reliance. So this company is getting some benefit. They have reduced extra carbon, so they are getting the benefit. Whereas the one which has not been able to reduce that much of carbon, they will have to purchase it. So an obligation was being set. An obligation has been set. And in the background of this, this editorial has also come up. Okay. So this is the background of the editorial. That what is this editorial talking about? So I hope this background is clear first. Okay. 44th Monument Edition, we will talk about that. Yes, it is relevant. So we will talk about that. Okay. So what we see that this is the first background of it, that what has been done so far. Okay. Now coming to the next part, like what has been said, in India, government has come with carbon credit trading scheme. India has come with the carbon credit trading scheme, and under this 8 sectors, there has been identification of 8 sectors which has been given target. Okay. Now what we see that the 8 sectors like aluminium is there, cement is there, paper, pulp and other industries. So in total 8 sectors have been identified and they have been given the targets. Targets for carbon emission reduction. They has been given this target of carbon emission reduction. Now the editorial, what it is saying that in the previous PAT scheme, what we see that in like overall this has proved to be efficient. 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 The sectors which were given target, overall less energy consumption was there, more efficiency, less pollution. What we see that less energy use, higher efficiency. There has been higher efficiency, less pollution. So in the previous PAT scheme, we have seen that the industries in India, they have performed well. They have been able to use less amount of energy, their efficiency has increased, and at the same time pollution due to these industries have also reduced. Okay. So that is one side of the story. That is one side of this story. But here it is being suggested, okay, here what is being suggested, that this industry level, your entity level reduction is not sufficient. What is being said that entity level reduction, this is going to be not sufficient. this is going to be not so sufficient. It is not an actual measure. What we need instead, we need to focus on economy level. We need to focus on economy level reduction. That just by focusing on a few industry, we might not be able to achieve the targets, or we might not be able to truly fight against climate change. This article or this editorial is also saying that India has made a plan. We have made a plan. What is the plan? To have 45% emission intensity reduction by 2030. We have made a target that we will have 45% emission reduction intensity by 2030. So as per the editorial, it is being said that it is a very less intensive target, that India has already been able to achieve the target by 2025. So it is being said that our target, which is 45% emission reduction, 45% emission reduction, it is not ambitious. It is not ambitious in normal course also, without taking any intervention. Without taking any intervention, what we see that it is going to be automatically achieved. The way things are changing, the way we are having the solar power and others, this one thing is automatically going to be achieved. So here again the suggestion is to have revision of NDC, nationally determined contribution. We have made a target under the Panch Amrit. If you remember the UNFCCC, we have made Panch Amrit target. One of that target is 45% reduction in the emission intensity by 2030. So as per this editorial, that is not so much ambitious. We have to increase it. Not only as per this editorial, many others have also been saying that India's environmental target are not very much ambitious. India needs to work more. Okay. Why again it is being suggested? Why? Because India, if we talk about India, India is the third largest emitter of greenhouse gas. After China and US, we are the third largest emitter of greenhouse gas. So that's why we need to have more ambitious target. Okay. So this is one of the suggestion. But on the other hand, there are certain counter arguments. What are those counter arguments? First thing, India's per capita emission is much more lower than the global per capita emission, even less than half of that. Okay. So our per capita emission it is lower than half of global average, and it is much lower to what US, UK or other countries have done. So our per capita emission is quite low as compared to the developed country. Second thing, we are a developing and emerging nation. And plus we have 1.46 billion people whom we have to provide food, employment, plus all welfare. So environment cannot be our just one of the priorities. We have a 1.46 billion people also, population also. So our target is to have food, employment and the welfare for that population also. On one hand, our global average is like our average per capita emission is much lower than the global average. On the second hand, we also have like 1.46 billion people whom we have to provide food, employment, and also welfare. So this cannot be our only priority. We have other things also. So I hope this one part is clear. The first editorial, which was with respect to carbon trading. Okay. Emission is not like exactly measured, it is estimated. It is estimated. Like suppose that let's say we are using electricity in steel plants. So in using that electricity, we are using coal. So we try to calculate that how much coal has been consumed for operating that steel plant for a certain period of time, and how much emission may have been caused by that. So we try to estimate that part. Okay. So we estimate it as per their energy consumption or as per any additional emissions from the industries. So this is our first editorial with respect to carbon credit. Now, coming to the second editorial, and this is a very like important one. This is a very interesting one, the elements of Indian secularism. So you may have seen this, like we have discussed it earlier also, that there is a debate which is going on in the country that secularism, should it be part of the preamble or not? There is a debate, there is an ongoing debate that preamble should be part of the constitution or not. Okay. Many a times there has been this controversy that India, is it a secular country or not? Is Indian constitution secular or not? Or is secularism a basic structure of Indian constitution or not? Okay. So if we talk about the facts, the present, the existing facts, if we look at the fundamental rights, we see that Article 14, 15, okay, even Article 19, 25, and many others, Article 21 also. Many of our fundamental rights, many of our like the articles related to fundamental rights are providing for an equal opportunity for everyone. So all these things are having a bearing on the secular nature of Indian state. Second part, the directive principle of state policy. The directive principles of state policy also promotes like welfare for each and every citizen irrespective of their religion. Then we have the fundamental duties. Fundamental duties, they also talk about brotherhood. They also talk about brotherhood. Even if we talk about the preamble, it also talks about unity of the country. It also talks about fraternity. It talks about unity, it talks about fraternity. So even if we don't count the secular word which is written in the preamble, despite that, we have several other features of our constitution which provides a secular nature of Indian state. Second part, interpretation of constitution. That is the duty of Supreme Court. That is the duty of Supreme Court. What Supreme Court has observed, that it is the word or simply the concept secularism, it is a basic structure of Indian constitution. It is part of the basic structure of the Indian constitution. Okay. So these are the elements of secularism which are present in the Indian constitution, or the one which has been interpreted by our judiciary from time to time. But it is not only about this one. It is not only about this one. If we trace the elements of secularism in India, if we trace the elements of secularism in India, what we see that we have the example of Ashokan edicts. We have the example of Ashokan edicts and the Dhamma policy. We have the examples of Ashokan edicts and the Dhamma policy. So when we talk about the ancient history of India also, what we see that from the ancient times, there has always been a debate, a discussion about, coexistence and respect for each other religion. There has been a discussion about the tolerance for other religions. We also see that if we talk about India, India is the birthplace of new religions. India is the birthplace of new religions. You can see we have Buddhism, which has grown in India, which has developed in India and is spread to different parts of the world. Jainism, Sikhism. There are multiple such religions which has originated in India, which has evolved in India, and then it has spread to other parts of the world. So India is a birthplace of new religions, new ideas, new philosophies. Okay. Even within the religion, we see that there are different groups or subgroups which has been there as part of Indian, as part of the Indian civilization. Okay. Now this is one part. This is one part of the story, that is secularism part and parcel of Indian civilization or not. So what we see that way before this preamble, we have seen from the ancient times that it has been part and parcel of our civilization. Come to the modern times, we have the Indian national movement. We have this Indian national movement. Now, in this case, we have different personalities, we have different philosophies. So suppose if we are talking about Mahatma Gandhi, so was he in favor of secularism? Was he in favor of having all religions together? So we see that again, he was also in the favor of secularism. If we see the revolutionary leaders, like we have example of Bhagat Singh. Was he in favor of secularism? Again, what we see that he was also in favor of secularism. If we talk about Subhash Chandra Bose, was he in favor of secularism? Again, yes. If we talk about Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, again, was he in favor of secularism? Yes. In fact, the core philosophy of Indian national movement was that we are trying to create an India where everyone can come together. If we look through the lenses of the social reformers in India, if we look at the lens from the lenses of social reformer in India, since the 19th century, from the time of the revolt of 1857 to the independence in 1947, there has been one single aim, a country with no religion, where every religion is being respected. So that is the part of Indian national movement. Then, if we talk about India's partition, so if we see why we have got the partition, why have we got the partition? The creation of Pakistan was on this belief. The creation of Pakistan was on the basis of religion. India rejected that theory and said that we are not going to have a state on the basis of religion. India chose to stay away from a state on the basis of religion. Okay. So here we see that India will not be a state on the basis of religion. India will not be a state on basis of religion. We have numerous examples. Nehru Report in 1929 or the resolution made by Hindu Mahasabha in 1940s. If we compare both of them, in the draft resolution passed by the Hindu Mahasabha in 1940s to the Nehru Report in 1929, both of them have never said that India is going to be a country on the basis of religion. So from the beginning itself, the different ideologies which have been there, which are still there in the country, they have always supported a state without religion. So even though secularism was not written, in the preamble, what we see that India has always adopted an element of secularism since the ages. So this is one part, that is secularism part and parcel of Indian constitution or not. Now second part of it. When we talk about secularism, is it good for religion or not? Okay. So this is the second part. Okay. When we talk about is it good for religion or not? Is it good for religion or not? If a country is not secular, what is the meaning of that? If a country is not secular, it means the government is intervening in the religion. The government is controlling the religious practices. So that is again antithetical to the religion. That is against the religion. Religion is on the basis of faith. Religion is on the basis of a certain structure which is not related to the king or the ruler or the any such elected representative. Religion is a matter of faith. So when we are mixing religion with administration, or if the government starts intervening in the religion, that should never be accepted by any religion. Okay. So what we see that, like if the religion, what we see that it ensures, this ensures independence. This ensures the independence and autonomy of the religion. It ensures the independence and autonomy of the religion. So that is one of the most important part. If a religion becomes the state religion, then the state will take control of the religion. So again, this is one part, like why the state, why the religion, or why the religious leaders should not allow the state to intervene in this religious matter. Like suppose if a temple has to be inaugurated, it has to be decided by the religion, not by the government. Okay. So that is just one example. The state is not going to determine it. In multiple times across the world, what we have seen that there have been many such rulers who have been trying to control the religion for their own benefit. So when a state intervenes in the religion, it does it for its own benefit, not for the benefit of the religion. So that is one of the major part of this discussion on secularism, that why the religion itself should promote secularism. Okay. Now, there is a theory of John Locke. Okay. He says that the state was brought into existence only for procuring, preserving and advancing citizens' civil interest. As per John Locke, the state has been created just for this one purpose. State has been created just for this one purpose, and that is for procuring, preserving and advancing civil interest. As per him, the care of the souls was not given to the state because it is only the outward force. State represents the outward force, not the inner force. So what the soul will believe, what it will not believe, it should be an internal part. It should be limited to the person. It should not be given to the society. So when there is interference of government in secularism, then it is a challenge for the religion also. It is a challenge for the society, it is a challenge for the nation, it is a challenge for the religion also. Okay. And on this part, that since there is no such direct mention of secularism, if we see this one part, that there is no direct mention of secularism anywhere. So if we are arguing that, then what we see that at no place in our constitution it is written that there is going to be rule of law. Okay. We see that the rule of law or federal or judicial review, these things are not mentioned in the constitution. The rule of law is not mentioned in the constitution. The federal, the judicial review, these are interpretations. These are called as the silences of the constitution. So if we see that the secularism is not mentioned, so secularism is not part of constitution, then what we see that these words are also not mentioned. But still they are part and parcel of our constitution. So just by saying this, that since it is not written in the constitution, secularism is not part of it, is a wrong interpretation of the constitution. Yeah. So this is one part. I think like from here you can understand that why secularism is not only about the constitution. In fact, if we look at our constitution, constitution is not something which has been imposed upon people from outside. Indian constitution is a reflection of the ideals of our national movement. It is a reflection of the society. It is a reflection of our past struggles. So on the basis of that, we have seen that there is evolution of our constitution. I think that is clear. Now, coming to the next part. So Tibet issue. So now we are having this one topic with respect to Tibet. Okay. What we see that there is one issue. The issue is with respect to Dalai Lama. Okay. Now what we see that in the recent times there is a discussion that who is going to be the successor of Dalai Lama. Okay. Who is going to be the successor of Dalai Lama? In the recent times, some union ministers and some state related chief ministers or other high level persons, they have said certain things with respect to who will be the successor of Dalai Lama. Okay. As per Dalai Lama, okay, he is the spiritual guru, okay, he is the spiritual leader, and who is Dalai Lama? If you look at this, Dalai Lama is basically a position which is given to like a person who is the leader of those who are believing in Buddhism in Tibetan region. In Tibetan region, we see that there is this one position which is given, like you have seen Pope. So who is Pope? Pope is someone who is elected. Okay. So what we see that like there is a group called as Gaden Fordang. Okay. There is a group called as which is called as Gading Fordrang. Okay. So this one is choosing. This one chooses Dalai Lama. Okay. This one is choosing Dalai Lama. And he is the spiritual leader of those who are believing in Buddhism in the Tibetan region. Okay. So he is considered as a very sacred person in this area. Okay. He is considered as the most sacred person or most authoritative person also in the Tibetan region. Now, Tibet is some place, Tibet is one such place which is under control of China. Now, China is saying that after the present Dalai Lama, its successor is going to be chosen by China. China says that, China is saying that they are going to choose the next Dalai Lama. Okay. That they are going to choose the next Dalai Lama. Whereas the present Dalai Lama, he is saying that no, it is going to be chosen by a committee, a system, which is the Gaden Fordrank. That is a committee which is going to choose the next Dalai Lama or his successor. So this is one thing why controversy is going on. Now, some of the Indian ministers have said this, that the choosing of leader, this selection of leader is going to be done as per the Dalai Lama. Okay. It is going to be chosen as per Dalai Lama. So now there is a tension, or you can say that there is a debate on this issue. China has said that India should not be doing this, or India should not be making any stand on this. Okay. So if we talk about the official, statement of India, if we see the official statement of India, India has said that we have no views on this. India has said neither in favor of Dalai Lama nor in favor of China. So India has officially said that we have no such views with respect to Dalai Lama. So we are neutral in this matter. We have simply seen that we are neutral in that matter, and we have also said that respect for all religion. We have also said that respect and tolerance for all religion. Respect and tolerance for all religion. Okay. So this is one part, that Indian government has said that we have the respect, tolerance, and we provide equal protection to all the religion. So all those people who believe in Dalai Lama, or all those people who believe in any such religion, they are going to be equally protected in India. So we will not say to the people that you cannot follow Dalai Lama or you cannot follow any other religion. That is the official stand of the government of India, that we don't interfere in the religious matters. We have no say on it. Okay. But we will protect everyone's right to have their own faith. Whatever their faith is, we are going to protect that. You can see the irony here. Just a few moments ago, we were talking about this, that some people are saying in India that secularism is not part of the Indian Constitution. And on the other hand, we are saying that we have the equal respect and tolerance for each religion. We are going to protect all of them. So this is the official stand of government of India. This is the official stand of government of India, that every religion and all their followers are going to be protected within the territory of India. So this is one controversy which is going on. Okay. China has said this, that India should not be taking any stand in this matter. India should not be supporting the Dalai Lama or anyone. So India has made it clear, we have neutral, we are not supporting anyone. But yes, in our territory, everyone is free to have their faith and we will protect it. Okay. So that is one controversy which is going on. Okay. It is a name of a post, like in Christianism. In Christianism, you have the post of, let's say, Pope. In Hinduism, you have the post of in Hinduism, you have the post of this Shankaracharya. Okay. In Islamism, Caliph used to be there. Caliph used to be the Caliphate, used to be the leader. Okay. So in same manner, in Buddhism, in one sect which is being largely followed in the portions of Tibetan area, we see that Dalai Lama is regarded as the head spiritual guru. Okay. I hope that is clear. This is the name of the post. So what is the official statement of India? We have seen what China is saying, that China has said this, the Tibet linked issues thorn in ties with India. Okay. So they are saying that this is a thorn in ties with India. Recently, what we have seen that Indian External Affairs Minister, he is just visiting China for the SCO meeting. There is a SCO meet in China. Indian External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar, he is going there. So in that respect, there is a discussion about this one topic. Now, there is another topic which is with respect to the tribes in Andaman. Now, let me tell you the context of this one topic. For a very long period of time, the six original tribal groups of Andaman, or the one which you can also call as like the main inhabitants of Andaman and Nicobar, for a very long period of time, many of them were not contactable. There was no contact with them. So that used to be one issue in providing the welfare schemes and other things. But now, as per the government and its officials, now we are having a better contact with the tribal groups in Andaman and Nicobar. In the recent times, we have been providing multiple such welfare schemes for the tribal groups. So who are these tribal groups? Let us see this one part. Like who all are there? So if we look at this, in the Andaman Islands, we have the Great Andamanis, Ongis, Jarawas and Sentinelese. Okay. They are from the Negrito group, and if you look at the population, Great Andamanis have a population, the last population figure which was provided for them. This is not the present figure, the last which was available with respect to them is, their population is around 50. For the Ongis, it is around 100. For Jarawas, it is around 400, and for Sentinelese, it is around 50 to 100. That is their population. If you look at these four, they also come under this one category, which is called as particularly vulnerable tribal groups. They are called as particularly vulnerable tribal groups. So in India, you will find that in total 75 such groups are there, and out of those 75 particularly vulnerable tribal groups, we have 5 of them in this Andaman Nicobar Island. 4 of them are Great Andamanis, Ongis, Jarawas and Sentinelese. Then we have another group called as Sompanes. Okay. The Sompanes also have a population of only 250. They also come under this particularly vulnerable tribal group. Whereas there is another part, that is Nicobarese. So Nicobarese are having a considerable population, around 27,000. So they are not counted as particularly vulnerable tribal groups. They are simply a scheduled tribe. So they are simply a scheduled tribes. 5 of them are particularly vulnerable tribal groups. This PVTG, if we talk about them, this classification of PVTG, it is on the basis of Dheber Committee. It is on this basis of Dheber Committee. And there are 4 criterias. There are 4 criterias for their identification. Can you tell me what are those 4 criterias? On what basis we are having this? Dheber Committee was there in 2006. So on the basis of this, we have the particularly vulnerable tribal groups. Sorry, not in 2006, 1973. Initially, it was simply known as, initially it was called as primitive tribal groups. Earlier, as per the Dheber Committee, it was called as primitive tribal groups. But later on, this name was changed. This name was changed to particularly vulnerable tribal groups in 2006. In 2006, the name was changed to particularly vulnerable tribal groups. So can you tell me what is the criteria? Yes, there is one thing called as low level of literacy. Okay. Four criteria. First of them is pre-agricultural level of technology. This is pre-agricultural level of technology. In agriculture, we were using sharp objects. In agriculture, we started using plow and all other things. They were sharp objects. But here we are looking at this, that they have pre-agricultural level of technology. Second thing, which we also see here, that there is low literacy rate. Third thing which we see here, that there is economic backwardness. There is economic backwardness. And fourth one, very important one, which is a stagnant or declining population. Stagnant or declining population. Okay. So this is one part on the basis of which we classify the tribal groups as PVTG, particularly vulnerable tribal groups. In India, total 75 groups are there. Most of them are there in Odisha. Odisha has got around 13 particularly vulnerable tribal groups. Okay. Odisha has got the highest number. Okay. Total, if we talk about the total number, we have 75, and out of these, 13 of them, they are there in Odisha, highest. Okay. So this is one part. Okay. So these are the factors on the basis of which we see that particularly vulnerable tribal groups are there. So this time it has been said that we would be able to reach them better. We would have now the correct estimate of their population. We might be able to get a much more better, accurate population figure with respect to particularly vulnerable tribal groups. I hope this part is clear. What is PVTG and what is their criteria? There is one topic, climate change and migration. We will discuss it in tomorrow's session because it is already 6. Okay. So we will discuss that in tomorrow's session, some facts and data with respect to migration. Okay. So we will see that tomorrow. Any question, any doubt? Do you know second Andhra, third is Telangana. Second is in Andhra, third number is in Telangana perhaps. Okay. So tell me one thing, do you know this one part? Which day is today? Like generally you have World Population Day, World Environment Day. So what is the day today? Like today on 14th of July, what day we are celebrating? If you don't know, search it on Google. If you don't know, like search it on Google. It is a World something day. So try to search it on Google that what is 14th of July. Sawan Somvari is there, that is, we know. Okay. Like we have this global like World Population Day, World Environment Day, World Science Day, World this day or that day. Okay. So what we say that what we see that today also we have a very particular day. So try to find out that which special day is there. It is something related to wildlife and humans. Okay. It is something related to wildlife and humans. Try to see that part. Okay. And then tell me. Okay. Thank you for watching the session. Take care and all the best. Thank you.